Yeah, the only thing that might stop this live stream is my boredom. So if the people aren't on the chat and you aren't talking, you know, what the hell am I doing out here? You know, with my attention deficit and everything, right? Which has gotten worse since the beginning of the internet. Like since computers, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
You know, I had it pretty bad when I was a kid, but like now it's gotten worse. I get sleepy just standing around. But there's a lot of actions coming up here in the Bay Area, folks.
Yeah.
There's like 2 tomorrow. I'm going to try to live stream at least one of them. The one I'm interested in is the Kobani demonstration for the Kurds. Right, that ought to be pretty interesting. That's going to be at Palo Market at 2 o'clock.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Because the tragedy that's happening in Kobani, the city's being bombed with American bombs and American bullets and American tanks that they took away from the Iraqi army, basically. So the United States is basically funding this whole little war, and they've got like Turks are sitting on the border with all their military equipment, but they don't want to get involved because it's to their advantage to let the Kurds be destroyed, because Kurds and Turks are traditional enemies, and so that's what's in there. The Turks really don't want to see a Kurdish state, right?
Yeah, I know. It's
so
they're afraid of.
Politics of that are like super complicated, but you know, I've been reaching out into different communities with live streams, so that will be another community to reach out to. You know, the Kurdish community, I guess, is sponsoring it. So, and then we got to block the boat protest.
You know, in the history, they really got a raw deal.
You know, look at where they
years
live.
ago.
Yeah, well, thank the British for that.
Yeah.
So that's happening tomorrow. And then on Sunday, since there's Fleet Week this week, Code Pink is doing a demonstration on the Golden Gate Bridge, starting at 12 o'clock. I'm gonna, if I can get up early on Sunday, I'm definitely gonna try and make that one, because that's the most photogenic areas of the Bay Area. If it's not foggy and I can get my butt up, I'm gonna come out for that. They're actually gonna try and fly some kites off the Golden Gate Bridge. That ought to be a real experience. And that's happening. And on Monday we're going to be out at Fruitvale BART. There's going to be a immigration protest, so that ought to be pretty good. It's going to be at Fruitvale BART station. There's a little plaza there, so that's right in my neighborhood nowadays. So I only live like about 5 minutes from there in the bus. So enjoying my new Oakland neighborhood. It's nice and quiet over there in Diamond at night. A lot warmer too.
Yeah, it has to be.
So I'm kind of enjoying it. And the whole neighborhood, it's like everything's a little more affordable in the neighborhood. It's not as expensive as living over here. Like gas is like 50 cents cheaper a gallon, and you know, it's just like little things are just a lot, you know, it adds up. So, and I'm able to live there pretty comfortably on my disability. So.
Shops around Fruitvale, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of little shops and everything. You know, it's an interesting little neighborhood. You know, not quite as grim as the neighborhood I used to live in there on 6th, right? Although I plan on, I'm gonna go over there and visit one of my friends when the protest is over, just to say hi. You know, because everybody knows me in the neighborhood. You know, that little demonstration we did in front of the hotel had a pretty big effect on that building. You know, it totally changed everything up there. Right? They fired all the idiots that were working there, and you know, they cleaned the place up. It's still what it is, right? But it's a little cleaner. There's more facilities for disabled people in the building, right? And there's a little more care that's going into it. So, but now I have a nice low stress lifestyle. It's quiet. You know, we got a couple of dogs, you know, and we take them out to the park every day a couple of times. And you know, I'm on the web. I found you on Facebook, by the way. I don't know if you do Facebook. You have an account with them.
You know, I've gotten into it a little bit more recently. I got into it a couple of years ago, and I just haven't done anything with it.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, there were all these people. They were there.
Yeah, I'm not
I
really.
saw that thing you sent of the thing on Sandy Hook.
Oh yeah, I got that off the
Boston
Facebook.
bomber,
Yeah, somebody did some screen caps. Same person, dead on, right? You know, like it's like I don't believe anything like the government says or like what is the official story.
James Fetzer? Does that name ring a bell?
No.
James Fetzer was a former Marine professor of critical thinking, et cetera, at the University in Minnesota. Retired now, writes for the veterans. Veterans Today.
Right.
And is a 9/11 scholar, you know. Anyway, I just got an article, got some information off this about him. On 2009, Christmas Day, 35 houses were sold for $0. 15 of the 20 houses, so 15 of the 20 families of the children received houses for $0.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is like I watch a lot of science fiction programs, right? And I was like one in particular is like Stargate, right? And where they're trying to keep the secret from people.
Just let this go in for a minute.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I understand what you're saying, but there's 3 selectmen. That's like counselor, our supervisors in the town of Newtown. 3 of those also above and beyond the 15 of the families received homes. They are still selectmen. Fetzer sent letters to all of them and said that I'm doing an investigation because we heard this. Would you like to comment so we can get the truth out? No comment. There's a woman too, I'm going to read a little bit more about her tonight. She's actually gone and got the documentation because there's public record of all these sale of the house. And apparently it's true.
So there's some kind of cover-up going on.
Oh yeah.
And then I don't believe anybody was actually killed. There's a lot of people that were asking questions about that.
I don't think anybody was killed.
Well, I still don't believe the official account of what happened with 911.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the United States was completely involved in it, and they knew it was going to happen before it happened.
The thing that got me about Sandy Hook is that all those families, they were only allowed to see a picture of their children's face, a photo, okay, in order to identify their children.
Oh, they didn't actually.
They didn't actually.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Because usually
I heard that and I started digging deeper.
Yeah, because usually when somebody dies,
and none of them filed suit against the school district, Columbine, Virginia Tech. There are all kinds of suits filed.
Right.
They may not go anyplace, but people file them, right?
Yeah, there's a paper trail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been something happened there, and they're just trying to cover it up. You never know what the hell's going on with that kind of stuff, right? That's what I meant, like, with the Stargate analogy, was that they were doing stuff they were trying to keep secret, and, it could be Ebola virus or whatever. I'm not going to speculate, but, who knows, man? Our government, has got their fingers in so many little things, and we need a more transparent government, that's for damn sure. That was one of Obama's things when he got elected president. Well, I'm going to have a transparent administration.
Yeah.
Right? He's actually turned down more freedom of information requests than any other president in American history, right? So
transparency, you just don't understand.
So we have a lot of problems with Obama. And I was an idiot enough. I actually went to his inauguration in D.C., right?
Oh yeah.
Which was the largest gathering of human beings in the world at one place. There's like 1 million something people there, right? And that was an amazing event, but we were all hoping that Obama would change things, right? Little did we know that he had already sold out to Wall Street months before he even declared his candidacy, right? He kept that secret and hidden from everybody, right? I would have never worked for his campaign nor voted for him if I would have known a lot of the shit now that I knew then. As far as this presidential election cycle, my early support, even though I'm an anarchist, if we're going to have a president, I would have to say Elizabeth Warren would be one of our best choices. I don't really support her views about Israel, but everything else, she's pretty solid on everything else.
And she's had the courage to stand up against the banks.
Right, and
they don't want her there.
Yeah, they definitely don't. But it's debatable on actually how much influence the president has. You know, like very few of Obama's judicial appointees that were appointed in the federal court systems were ever passed. A lot of the people that he appointed are still not confirmed by the Republican Party to this day, right? So what the president can and cannot do is very limited in the American government. We all like to say that Obama can do this and do that, but in all actuality, he can do very little a lot of times. But he can stop the bombing of the Middle East, and that's why we're out here.
Do you want a real story? Here's a real story.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
Okay, you ready, Joseph?
All my life, Joseph.
This is the end of the Roman Empire.
Oh yeah, well, this is the last days. The Chinese economy in real dollars has already surpassed us, right? In the United States, our economy is still valued at more, but
The Romans basically industrialized Christianity. That's essentially what we've been living under since. This is like the Crusade. This is still the Crusade.
Yeah.
This is still the Romans invading Egypt.
I just read an article that was written in 2012 comparing, at that point, and even more true today, the decline of the United States in the same respect as what happened to the Romans.
there's no jobs.
I'm saying it's the same.
Right.
Yeah. Same impulse.
Right, tech work
From Rome to
is
Britain
replacing bullshit.
to the
Right?
British Empire.
It's not replacing.
The British Empire, right? The sun never set on the British Empire.
I mean, look, I remember in San Francisco when they used to have a waterfront here.
It does now.
Right?
Everywhere the Brits were,
Yeah.
we are now.
Yeah.
By we I mean Britain's most successful colony, perhaps. Really?
I think Hong Kong is now.
I don't know. This is
Hong Kong is what?
One of the United Kingdom's
no,
most
this is
successful
China.
colonies.
That's China now, right? Hong Kong is China.
Well, they are, but the Hong Kong, that's what all the thing is going on right now in Hong Kong is they're not allowed to pick the candidates, right? And a lot of people have been capping on Occupy Central, trying to say that they weren't part of the Occupy movement.
They have the freedom to choose who they want as long as it's A, B, or C.
Right. Well, it's like here.
Exactly.
Same difference,
I
right?
explained that to the little student.
Right.
I told her it was just a different system, but the same thing. You have a choice of candidates as long as it's the first one by the door, which was Hobbes' choice, right? Or something.
But that's what you get here.
So, so who do we have? Everybody's talking about Hillary Clinton like it's
Nah.
ready to clown police.
I have a feeling that she'll probably run, but I think people are just tired of her.
Yeah, they are.
They can read right through it.
We've been putting up with Hillary for 25 years now.
So who's going to be
So-
Jeb Bush?
Nah. I like Elizabeth Warren if she decides to run.
Romney?
Yeah, Romney's not going to get it. There's no clear candidate right now of anybody, I don't think.
I think the mood of the country is such.
What's the governor of Wisconsin?
Hey, what's up there? Is this now, huh?
Governor of Wisconsin?
Scott Walker?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a good chance of losing.
No,
Right?
I like guys like that because there's so much things you can go after him for.
I know, but I always hate voting for the lesser of the two evils. That's what it always
Oh, no,
boils
I
down
never
to
do. I never
in
do.
politics,
I've
right?
always voted for Ralph Nader.
Yeah, I know. He was speaking in the Bay Area. He was in the Bay Area briefly, and I got a chance to live stream Ralph when he was in town. Very powerful speaker. Had a lot of good things to say. But
He's the kind of individual we need at every level.
yeah, of course. If Ralph Nader, what I really hate is I've still got into arguments with people that tried to say that Ralph Nader was the reason why Al Gore lost the election, right? Yeah, we all know the real reason why Al Gore lost the
You know
election.
that they actually, I don't know, a lot of people will know this, and you can check this out on Google. 5 of the major newspapers of the United States did a recount. This was after George Bush was put in. Have you ever heard that? No, and you can find this up, and it was like the New York Times, the LA Express,
LA Times.
LA Times.
Yep.
5 major newspapers, and they went in there and they went through every little, the whole thing. Gore won.
Yeah.
I had heard that a couple of different places.
I mean, that's just a fact, and so Gore did not lose it for. Nader did not lose it for bullshit.
Yeah, we're starting to lose
But
light here.
unfortunately, I don't think it really matters.
Yeah.
The Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Both the
Yeah.
same side of the opposite sides of a.
The Demo Republicans.
I do like to think, though, that Gore would not have been as.
I don't think he would have started a war in the Middle East.
Bush, but you know,
Perhaps. But I thought that about
Obama. We thought Obama would get us out of Afghanistan. Oh yeah, he would close Guantanamo Bay. Yeah.
I mean, those sanctions in Iraq, man, that stuff was brutal. And no-fly zone, people forget that no-fly zone, how much.
But
Yeah.
Madeleine Albright thought it was a good choice.
That was a terrible period in radical politics.
It was just awful.
Right? Nothing was going on when Clinton was president. The whole radical movement here in the Bay Area died for a while. Right?
It was just like,
It was awful. Yeah, so I'm wondering how long I want to hang out here.
so, as I was
Friday
gonna
night,
say,
I don't get to come over to San
what I came
Francisco.
over here to say was, demonstrations used to be the place where you went to, man, you could meet so many girls.
Oh yeah, well, I was back in the 60s.
Well, but that's what I'm saying, it was young people. There was no bunch of old people.
Well, there was a lot of young people back then. See, you know, we were all the people that were out there in the 60s, right?
People know that this is where you come to get the hookup.
Did you know Daniel Berrigan? I heard today that Daniel Berrigan had an accident. He fell. And he's in the hospital right now. We all know who Daniel Berrigan is. Right, see, we're of the older generation. For those of you who are watching, Daniel Berrigan and it was another priest and 3 nuns poured blood on the Pentagon, the draft cards in Catonsville, Maryland. I grew up a few miles from Catonsville. And yeah, so he's in the hospital right now. Daniel Berrigan, American patriot. Yeah, he's really old.
They're dropping like flies. Our heroes are dropping like flies. Paul Revere.
You know, and there are, you know, like, you know, I mean, but the millennials are out there. You know, I know they're out there doing, you know, politics and stuff.
Just don't get
You know, they're not totally
don't
absent from politics.
Don't. That's it.
Oh, I'm already old.
No,
Yeah, I can barely make it down here.
don't think like that.
I know, but it's
Make it,
true.
make it.
Don't make me cry.
Go to the gym. I go to the gym.
Yeah, since I moved to this new place, I've been lying around a lot more. I got a bicycle and I don't even ride it.
Bicycle, do something.
I'm kind of scared of it. Yeah. Yeah, well, I got hit by a truck a few
You got to be
years ago.
careful. You got to be extremely careful. They still haven't figured out that you have to put bicycles, trucks, buses, and cars on separate.
Oh yeah.
Basically, really get
You know,
rid of
you can be careful as
I see
a
railing
bicycler,
bike.
but it's the other people.
Oh yeah, no, I got hit by a guy who ran a stop sign.
No, you can't.
I mean, he nailed me
It's
good
not
too.
logical to have bikes and even pedestrians. You gotta.
Yeah, San Francisco's
figure it out
bad.
there.
Not as bad as some places.
Oh, it's horrible. I tell you where's nice is down Monterey Bay. You can basically ride a bike around the whole bay from Santa Cruz down to Carmel.
Yeah, DC wasn't too bad for bicycles either. It rains a lot there. That's the only thing. Constantly raining. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping to be in DC now. I'm going to be in DC in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be there to celebrate legalization of cannabis in Washington. Woohoo!
I mean, you're probably get a big crowd.
Well, they're looking good in the polls. They're like 67% right now. So it's a done deal. So they're going to have legal pot in DC. They'll have legal pot in DC before here. So, and I did a little work on the campaign, the legalization campaign in DC.
You know, Bridget Bardot had a daughter. So,
You know what?
a daughter. Or in this case, a granddaughter.
And it's a good law there. There's very little regulation. It's a very bare bones kind of law. You're allowed to have up to 6 ounces of pot or 6 pot plants, like legally there, anybody. So, you know, for decades I've been fighting for marijuana legalization, and I never thought I would see it get legalized. And we're so close now that, you know, which I got to go and re-up my card tomorrow.
Just to be sure, remember, the train takes almost 4 days, and your back will be so.
Oh yeah, well no, I'm flying.
wretched. Oh, okay.
I'm taking.
But it is beautiful from here to Denver. Is really
Oh yeah, Denver's the best part, right outside of Denver,
Yeah, well, we're going up the
on the train.
to what's it called?
Aspen. Well, it doesn't quite go up to Aspen.
Higher than the parachute.
Yeah. And they stop on the train, actually let you off the train when you get there. So like usually they won't let you off the train for too long. Right. But I didn't mind the train. That was actually pretty good. I had 2 seats to myself. Right.
Yeah.
So I could sleep, you know. And I finally mastered the art of sleeping sitting up, right? So I don't have a problem with that anymore. It used to be such a problem when I was younger, because I always had to lie down and sleep. But, you know, it's a good thing about, see, you're getting older. It's one of the benefits. When you get older, you don't need to sleep as much, right? I can get by on a lot less sleep and a lot less food.
Future ex-wife.
Meeting on the Middle East.
All right, well, we're getting bored with the live stream here, folks. No, we're not. We've got people on watching.
Meeting on the Middle East.
I'm getting bored. There's nothing to do down here. Hey, guys. Hey, Putzits. Jake. Obama's right across the street here at the W Hotel. That building in the middle of the frame, in case you were asking. It's a 20-story. I think the building was built around 10 years ago, so it's a fairly new building. This whole area has been redeveloped. There's a lot of construction. This is the Museum of Modern Art here in San Francisco, and this building here is new on the corner. So this whole area has basically been redeveloped. It's 3rd Street here in San Francisco. And basically what they did to build all these office buildings around here was there used to be a lot of hotels and apartment buildings where poor people used to live, and mainly Filipino, and they tore out this whole neighborhood and to make a way for this development, Moscone Center and all this crap, to make San Francisco into a, quote, world-class city, which we don't believe in. Yeah, I want to give a little walk out here in the street.
Why? We justify it in the name of our own soil. You see the puppeteers who played in fear? Tears is all he brings. The forceful rain has with pain. He pulls his chain instead of strings. There are those who are sworn to defend you. They protect you. They will mend you. But you rebel. You raise in hell. They will find the need to recorrect you. You resist. The iron fist will shut you down, but you resist. Fight. The fight has got you tired sick. Try to rip the tyrant straight. Fight for freedom. Fight for change. Break the shackles. Break the shackles. Break the chains. By the blood that's in these veins, these oppressors will not remain.
A little hip-hop poetry.
Pentagon kills.
Oh, I'm getting tired, folks.
What do we do? Pentagon kills by the hour. What do we do?
Fight the power!
What do we do?
Fight the power!
Pentagon kills by the hour. What do we do?
Fight the power!
What do we do? Pentagon kills by the hour. What do we do?
Fight the power!
What do we do?
Fight the power!
Pentagon kills by the hour. What do we do?
So we got a crowd of about maybe 50 people.
What do we do?
I'm probably only be live streaming for a few more minutes. I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to try and live stream the Kobani protest, the Kurds. That'll be at 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And then this Sunday, I'll be out on the Golden Gate Bridge if the weather permits. And that'll be at noon on Sunday. And then Monday, I'll be at Fruitvale Plaza at the BART station. We want amnesty for all the Central and Mexicans here in the United States. I hesitate. I don't want to call them illegal immigrants, but for new immigrants to the United States. So we'll be out there then. Anyway, my feet are killing me, so I had to have a seat. I'm just kind of hanging. There's not much going on here besides a bunch of people standing around anyway. And for those of you watching live streams, I would be I'm pretty sure there's going to be a demonstration in Ferguson because of the Ferguson October. So that'll be Revolutionary Z and Oakland L, ELLE. She'll be out there tonight in Ferguson. Check them out. They'll definitely be live streaming tonight. Argus Media is another thing. They'll be doing the stuff from Ferguson October. Hopefully there'll be tens of thousands of people showing up there tonight. So I think I'm going to cut this off here in a few minutes. Thank you for watching, everybody. Peace out, and I'll see you tomorrow.